Hello bookworms, welcome back to the Bonafide Bookworm. I'm your host Rachel, and if you're here to read along with me or to get a review on a book or a movie or a TV show or something like that. So, my camera is kind of off because I put a pop socket on my camera or on my phone, and like now it doesn't fit the thing that holds the phone when you record, and so I have to like scoop my phone to where it'll fit on there. It's just awkward. Anyway, I'm gonna come this way because I have a review. I can't believe I forgot to review this. I watched Blink Twice with Channing Tatum, directed by Zoe Kravitz, although she does make an appearance in the film too, which is fun to like, I won't tell you who she is in it, so you can like try to find her yourself. I hope she kind of starts doing like the Alfred Hitchcock thing where she just like, or Stan Lee, like they just always popped into their movies as random people. I love that. But anyway, so the cast on Blink Twice is so good. Like everybody did such a good job on this movie. Like their acting, I feel like. And Channing Tatum, he plays a good bad guy. And I don't feel like I'm giving anything away because you kind of feel like there's something off about him. Like, it's weird. But it also has Christian Slater in it. The main character is played by Naomi Ackie. You got Gina Davis, Haley Joel Osment, Liz Carabell, who else? Aaliyah Shawak. It is one of those movies, like, you can't really talk about it too much without giving stuff away on it. So I'm not really going to go into a lot of detail of the movie because it's just so much more fun if you go in blind and try to figure out what is really happening in the movie. Has a good twist to it, and there's a certain point where something happens, and I felt like I was like cheering on these other characters. I thought, yeah, you go, you know, get these characters, you know. So it was deeply disturbing and deeply disturbing as far as what's happening in the movie, what's really going on. But then there is a sense of justice, I guess I would say. So that's all I can say on it. So we're gonna pick back up with Saving Sadie by Joal, Derse, Dauer with Elizabeth Ridley. And when we left off, Joel did a reading with Asia Voigt on like a radio network and found that Sadie is very happy with her life. She wants to continue to live, yada, 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 basically. So those are all good things if you believe in animal psychic mediums. Don't know if I quite believe in all that, but I do find it fascinating. It's kind of like the paranormal, supernatural stuff, Bigfoot, Loch Ness, all that. Like, you know, maybe there's more stuff out there that we just haven't discovered yet, but not real sure about the animal psychic stuff. I'd need to see some more research on that. So anyway, so we're gonna pick back up. We're on chapter 10, so page 184. Chapter 10, neurologists deliver sad news. And there is a picture with Joel in front of a billboard for Sadie for her re-birthday. If you can see that. And we're just gonna flip on through and get over to page 184 and pick back up. I must confess that I started looking at Sadie differently during the spring of 2013. She had always been more than just a dog to me. I had known she was special literally from the moment our eyes first met at the shelter in Kenosha. And that sad little dog hijacked my heart. My need to provide almost round-the-clock, often intimate care for her had made our connection, our bond, often intimate care for her had made our connection, our bond, symbiotic and unusually strong. But after our sessions with Carrie Davis and Asia Voigt, I had more appreciation for Sadie's spirit, her soul, for the strong voice inside of her that longed to be set free. It was such a relief and so reassuring to know that Sadie wanted to live, that she loved the life I was building for both of us and didn't feel hindered or depressed about her abilities. Finally, having that confidence made me more determined than ever to get her walking again and eventually fulfill her mission to inspire people, especially children, with special needs and other challenges. In our continuing commitment to trying new things and making up her program, in April we added to her rehab regimen the use of air splints on Sadie's back legs. The air splints look like a giant version of the inflatable water wings that little kids wear in the swimming pool, but these splints went from Sadie's ankles to the tops of her legs. She had this therapy 2 to 3 times a week for 20 minutes at a time. 2 people had to help Sadie do this exercise once the splints were on her legs and inflated. One person, usually me, would stand or kneel behind Sadie to stabilize her back, while the other person, usually Jeff, stood in front of her, coaxing her to take forward steps using either a glob of frozen peanut butter on a large wooden spoon, or her absolute favorite treat in the world, canned cat food. Most of the time, we encouraged her with a combo platter, alternating between the 2 delights. This exercise seemed to be working. We could see that the quad muscles in Sadie's legs were getting bigger and her hamstrings were becoming stronger as a result of using the air splints. After these sessions, we usually put her on the power plate for a few intervals of high-speed vibration in order to increase her muscle mass and endurance and also regenerate bone. The power plate was followed by some time spent relaxing on top of my bed inside the Soaky hot house machine. This was a new device, a topical warming unit that I had recently added to the mix. The machine was a portable metal dome that uses far infrared rays, FIR, to gently warm the body and provide a feeling of relaxation and well-being. In addition, it was designed to stimulate blood circulation, accelerate the metabolic exchange between the body and blood vessels to relieve pain, and promote the healing process. Sadie loved spending time under the dome, growing drowsy as her whole body warmed and relaxed. At least until Miss Kitty and Kit Kat, those sneaky little heat seekers, weaseled in to soak up any extra rays. In March, Sadie and I had been interviewed by freelance reporter Stephanie Beecher at a friend's house, and on April 18th, Stephanie's wonderful article ran on the front page of the Wisconsin Gazette, one of the state's largest and best-known LGBT publications, with the headline, "Saving Sadie, Left for Dead, Abused Dogs Reborn Through Acts of Generosity and Hope," followed by a 2-page spread. The response to the article was fantastic, and we saw a large bump in web traffic and donations after the story ran. At first, I was a bit surprised because Sadie and I had no direct or obvious connection to the gay and lesbian community, but the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. Sadie was an underdog, an outsider, a living being often judged by what others thought they knew about her just by looking. Sadie had endured and survived violence and prejudice in her life, and unfortunately, so many LGBT people could relate to and connect with that experience on a deeply personal level. Sadie's connection to the LGBT community was further solidified in June, when we marched, with me pulling Sadie in her wagon, in the Pride Parade at Pride Fest Milwaukee, one of the biggest LGBT festivals in the Midwest. The kindness of people was overwhelming, and it seemed like just about everyone wanted to meet Sadie, talk to her, and learn more about her situation. Since attending our first Pride Fest in 2013, Sadie and I have made it a point to take part in the parade every year, and we have always seen the greatest uptick in website hits, newsletter signups, and online donations in the days just after Pride Fest. Okay, I have to interject. It was really hard for me to read LGBT because I'm so used to it having LGBTQ added on. But this was before the Q was added, so. Okay. As we approached April 24th, the 1-year anniversary of the day I first found Sadie, and both our lives changed forever, I knew I didn't want the day to pass just like any ordinary day. I wanted it to be special and memorable. Since I had no idea when Sadie had been born or even knew for sure how old she was, I dubbed April 24th Sadie's first rebirth day, since it marked the day she had truly been reborn into a new life, and I decided to throw a rebirth day silent auction fundraising party in honor of this major milestone. I wanted to mark the day in a way that would be meaningful, not just for Sadie and me, but also for all her friends and supporters, for all the people who had helped keep both of us afloat over this past year. Because it was going to be a big party, we needed a big venue. At first, we considered holding the party at the Mitchell Park Domes, a horticultural conservatory whose 3 huge glass domes represent a highly visible long-time landmark on Milwaukee's south side. When we found that staging the party at the domes wouldn't work, we instead decided to hold the party beneath the glass atrium on the concourse at the futuristic glass and steel Milwaukee Intermodal Station, the city's main train and bus transportation hub on the edge of downtown. I viewed the party as a way not just to celebrate Sadie, although she was certainly worth it, and thank all her friends and supporters, but also as a way to raise awareness and support. To that end, we arranged a band for live music, games, prizes, snacks, and beverages, and birthday cake, of course, along with the silent auction. We went all out preparing for this party, posting messages on social media and arranging advertising. A friend even helped me hire and pay to advertise the party on rotating electronic billboards above 3 strategic high-traffic spots around Milwaukee. The huge billboards, done in Sadie's signature colors of yellow and green, included a close-up headshot of Sadie and proclaimed, "You're invited, Sadie's rebirthday party, Saturday, April 20th, 11 to 1, with details on the location and our URL, savingsadie.com. When I drove past one of these billboards for the first time and saw Sadie's bright, intelligent face with her deep amber eyes staring down at me, I got chills. Here was Sadie, the paralyzed dog from the shelter, the throwaway dog no one wanted, the dog for whom euthanasia was the only kind option. But now her message was being broadcast to thousands of people driving past each day. In just over a year, love and hope and faith and patience had made all this happen. And to think, I thought, we are only just getting started. There are so many more great things to come. There's nothing Sadie can accomplish if she sets her mind to it. Things were going so well until just a few days before the event, when disaster struck and we were told that the intermodal station would no longer be available to hold the rebirthday party. We scrambled, looking for an alternate venue, worried we'd have to cancel and leave so many people disappointed. Then amazingly, Andy Bandy, a friend's boyfriend who owned the Lincoln Warehouse, offered to let us stage the party there. The Lincoln Warehouse is a gigantic 5-story 1920s era industrial warehouse in the trendy, gentrified 3rd Ward neighborhood of Milwaukee that has been converted into a modern complex with offices, workshops, and studios for artists and entrepreneurs. This may not have been the ideal location for a party. For example, guests had to take a freight elevator to reach the floor where the party was held. But we were grateful to have found a place on such short notice, and Andy went all out, getting the space ready for us by cleaning, painting, decorating, and bringing in and arranging tables and chairs, all so that on the day it looked absolutely fantastic. We had to redo all the flyers, send out mass emails announcing the change of venue, have the location changed on the electronic billboards, and paste notices on the windows at the intermodal station on the day of the party, hoping to alert everyone to the change. In the end, more than 60 people showed up. The band was brilliant, the party lasted more than the scheduled 2 hours, and the silent auction raised much needed money for Sadie's care. Sadie was the star of the event, as usual, greeting her friends and fans, sitting up in her wagon, posing for pictures, and lapping up all the attention. For me, the best part of the whole day was when my daughter Joey arrived at the party with my granddaughter Miranda, then aged 11. I had invited them, of course, but I wasn't sure if they would come. There was still some tension in the family regarding my devotion to Sadie, and I knew they didn't approve of everything I was doing. So when Joey and Miranda walked in, my heart soared. The three quickly bonded as Sadie fell in love with both of them, casting her magic spell, wagging her tail, and giving them her trademark smile. As I watched the three of them interacting, I could only hope this was the beginning of warmer relations and much better things to come. Baby steps, I reminded myself, baby steps. The more my family sees Sadie and the effect she has on people, the more they will welcome her into the fold. If only they could find it in their hearts to love Sadie as much as I do. We're gonna stop there at the bottom of page 190. So, I don't have anything else. Although I will say I've noticed that I have more views, but I don't have that many subscribers. And I think it's because I avoid the whole like, subscribe, blah, 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 notifications thing. I might start doing that. I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope wherever you're at, I hope it's great, and I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, but wherever you're at, I hope it's great, and I hope you come back here. Bye.